And of course, guys, there is consequences when you use the ISO too much. So you need to be careful, because if you use the ISO too much, or if it's too light, it can result to a grainy or noise picture. Hello everyone, welcome back to Connie Photography channel. Today I'm gonna talk about the one of the basics in photography, which is very important. I know some of the basics that really need to learn: the ISO, aperture, and shutter speed, and many more, of course. But these three guys, this really need to work together. It's like a team. In order for you to take a good pictures, the aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, it needs to work together. They need to work as a team. But today, guys, I just want to focus about ISO. That's what I did before. I just learned it individually, because it's a very broad understanding in photography, guys, so you need to understand it individually. So right now I'm gonna tackle about what is ISO. Well, ISO stands for the International Organization for Standardization, and the founder organization chose the term ISO to abbreviate its names rather than an acronym like iOS. So this is inspired by the Greek word isos, meaning equal. In the basic term in photography, guys, what is ISO? Well, in ISO, guys, is just the camera settings. It's just the camera settings that when you increase the number of your ISO, it will give more light. And if you decrease the number of your ISO, it will also darken the light. So it's just about like light and dark, guys. The higher the ISO, the higher light you can get, and the lower ISO, the darker light that you can get. It's just simple, guys. In the importance of this, like in digital photography, ISO measures the sensitivity of the image sensor. It's the same principles, guys, with film. Like the lower the ISO, the less of the sensor that the camera can get to the light. So it's just the same principles. And photography, guys, this ISO can really work together with aperture and shutter speed. And of course, guys, there is consequences when you use the ISO too much. So you need to be careful, because if you use the ISO too much, or if it's too light, it can result to a grainy or, so you have to be careful. However, there is a way. That's why we need the shutter speed and aperture. You don't need to higher your ISO too much, because the aperture also can help to give light as well as the shutter speed. That's why they need to work together. They need to work as a team. And of course, guys, when you practice this, you need to combine. It's a matter of how you balance. It's a matter of how you balance the light, the color, because from this aperture, ISO, and shutter speed, there is more also that you need to learn, like white balance, composition, and many more. But this time, I just want you to know the ISO. ISO, guys, It is very important. Just imagine when you are inside a room and you take a picture and you don't have a light, or you just have a natural light outside, and when you take a photo it's very dark. Of course you would not satisfied. So you need to set up your ISO into higher level, increase your ISO. Just balance it. If you know how to operate the aperture and the shutter speed, then you will make better pictures. Usually ISO range start from 100, 200 to 1.6, other camera to 12,000. And today's camera model, sometimes it start from 50 to over a million. So it just depends of the camera model that you have, guys. If you have a very expensive camera, it's more advantage, of course, but you don't need to worry, guys. You don't need to buy a very expensive if you can't afford. You don't need to stress yourself to buy a very expensive. As long as you have a camera for professional shooting, you just need to set up, you just need to play around, and you can surely get a perfect image. So I have a sample here, guys, the difference, the range of the ISO. What's the result if you have lower ISO and higher ISO? So just take a look at this. This one. So you could really see the difference, guys. Just imagine the dark and the dark and the light. So this ISO really useful when you shoot a very dark area, and it's flexible to work with aperture and shutter speed. So that's the important of ISO, guys. It's just very basic. It gives the light to the image. When you know how to operate the ISO, you can easily lower the ISO and higher the ISO. So you just keep on practicing, guys. Eventually you will learn how to understand and how to operate the basic in photography. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Bye bye.